All right, thank you. Please continue.
Detective Melich, you were going to answer as to some statements that were made to you today by Cynthia Anthony regarding her, perhaps her specifically, continued cooperation in this case.
Correct, regarding a phone call I made, yes.
Can you tell the court about that?
Yes, ma'am. Because the date where Kaylee went missing came into question yesterday as a result of some photographs that were taken and a video posted on the internet. I brought that to Miss Anthony's attention, that the evidence with those photographs show that June 15th was the last date that obviously they had taken photographs of Kaylee. I told her that we needed to confirm that, and one of the ways to confirm that would be to contact the assisted living facility that her father is in up in Mount Dora. So she also wanted to mention or check through them, there's a sign-in sheet. She told me there's a sign-in sheet. They sign in, they believe, every time that they go to visit. So obviously we need to affirm whether or not that was the last day, because that's going to help us in the tips that are generated as far as where they may or may not have seen Kaylee. So the intent was to get the father's name so we could actually, go to the daycare or go to the assisted living care facility and actually find out, who we're going to talk about. And initially I had an investigator call her or call George simply to ask for the name. Then the investigator came into my office saying that she wanted to talk to me. And the overall gist of the conversation was she's upset with me. I shouldn't be involving her father in this. I shouldn't have to go over to the facility, that she could take care of it. And that if I would continue to do things like this, she would not cooperate with law enforcement anymore. In response to that phone call, I later called her son Lee and explained to him my conversation with her and explained to him the reason we're doing this, in hopes that he would understand and maybe they could talk about this and understand what our purpose was.
You had indicated that several tips come in as to dates and times that other individuals who are familiar with Casey Anthony had seen Kaylee with her.
Correct.
Okay, and as they come in, you follow up on them and speak to them. Without going into great detail about all of these that you have heard, can you tell the court when you believe somebody other than Casey Anthony saw this child alive?
That they saw the child would be somewhere around the 14th, or actually the 15th of June, and that would actually be her mother or her grandmother, Christina.
All right.
I'm sorry, Cynthia.
You made specific reference to when they saw.
Yes.
All right. Is there something else besides an individual having seen the child
Yes.
that is of relevance?
Yes.
What is that?
There was a witness that came forward that said he remembered a conversation, specifically, I want to say the 24th, 25th of June, where he talked to Casey extensively as he was driving to a location, and he heard her or heard Kaylee in the background. I asked him how he was sure it was Kaylee in the background, and he specifically remembers Casey telling Kaylee to get off the table.
All right. And this person was able to date that conversation?
Yes.
What was the date again?
I want to say it's the 24th or 25th of June. He specifically remembers because he was actually en route to his employer to put in a resignation, letter of resignation. So he remembers that day.
Did the investigation reveal when it was that the car was left at the Amscot?
It was towed from the Amscot on June 30th. And I believe that the deputies had originally asked Mr. George Anthony how long it had been there, or George Anthony called Amscot and found out somewhere had been there 3 days prior. Somewhere I learned that it had been there 3 days prior, but we haven't gotten confirmation it was there on the 27th.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Yes.